Hello there gang, DD DeVere here with another Past Blast in which we should be playing Star Wars Dark Forces. This is a first person shooter which is, spoiler alert, set in the Star Wars extended universe, the game's universe. This is of course a far superior universe to the current movie universe we're stuck in these days. However, this is a quick gameplay video, not a movie critique, so we shall perhaps leave that for another time. So we've not really a lot to do here other than begin the mission. So what I should do is I should pick the beginning of the very first mission, Secret Base. That's quite quick and easy. There you get your usual bump. But this is a first person shooter, so you know how complicated can it be? Go places, shoot things, flick switches. Pretty much sums it up. So find and retrieve the Death Star plans, return to your ship on the roof of the base, and you can choose your difficulty settings there if you want. So before we get started proper, if we hit escape, we can see our options, as limited as they are. So locate that one and return to game. Also you have on F1, you have your main map, which lets you what you've covered. You also have, lets you know what weapons you've got, which at the moment is just we only have the pistol. You also have an inventory to see any items you've got throughout the mission. You'll need that for checking codes and things. Lets you know what objectives you're doing and how many secrets you found, because it's old school, so there are secrets aplenty in this game. And it's just a rebriefing if you need it. So you can probably tell right from the start, graphically wise, this is quite a ye olde classic. This was of course released way back in 1995. It was developed and distributed by LucasArts. It was for the PC and Mac, and that's MS-DOS PC of course. And now we have the classic E11. So yes, it's definitely very much old school FPS as you can get, insofar as you'd expect. Plenty of shooting, plenty of secrets, and weapons. It's none of this limited to carrying two or anything like that. You find it, you pick it up, you carry it. And of course stormtroopers. And these stormtroopers are not the stormtroopers from the movies. They can and will shoot you quite often if you're given the opportunity to. So one thing you'll perhaps think while they look at the graphics is it's somehow related. A lot of people make this mistake, it's perhaps related to Doom, which is an easy mistake, an understandable mistake maybe looking at it. However, that is not at all the case. So there, for an example, you'll see we have a sort of auto-aim like Doom, because Doom, of course, was you could only turn in the horizontal plane. Well, this engine, this is developed in-house by LucasArts, specifically for this game. It's called the Jedi engine, very original. It's considerably more advanced, in fact, for the time. Not only do we have the ability for it to sort of auto-aim, but we have the ability to look up and down. So, there's a stormtrooper trying to catch my attention. It's sort of a bit of both, so it will still sort of auto-aim, but obviously if you get it on the... will make it, if you get it leveled up with the enemy, it will make it more accurate. But also we have sprint, which is limitless, unlike games today. Jumps, crouches, So all in all, this is all quite an advanced engine. Impressive, most impressive. But of course, graphically, definitely this is one area it now definitely shows its age, because of course this was not really imagined. I don't suppose they ever imagined it would be in 1080p. So it definitely is quite stodgy. Where are you? I know he's in there somewhere. And also part of the problem with the graphics is sometimes the switches that you're after kind of blend in, and remember the wall decals. Sometimes not 100% sure what you're looking at. And of course the other side's biggest problem is because it wasn't designed to scale up in specifically well. Well, not it wasn't designed to, but because of the modern monitor resolutions. Is that when you're trying to sort of pick off long distance shots, the enemies do turn into kind of blurry pixels rather than anything else distinct. That's just some ammunition pickups. So talking all things secrets, let's go get one. Because unfortunately, being an early FPS game, something they do like is jumping in this game. Lots of it in places. Often with instant death at the bottom of that drop. Why they thought that would be such a big seller in first-person shooter games back then, I don't really know. I mean, at the end of the day, you're just a set of disembodied arms. With no real sort of way of telling the distance you are from the edge of what you're jumping from, you see. That's always been the problem. But this being old school does have a thing about that. It's definitely one of its weaknesses. The other is just how sharp the controls are, because this of course is emulated via DOSBox. So luckily there's configs and that you can add to help smooth it out. But they are quite sort of snappy, floaty styled controls. Although they're mostly fairly simple. I mean, they've rebound a lot of the keys to be a lot more like a modern game now, so I'm moving all with WASD and you know, you got your duck and all that C. Somebody just says, oh, there he is. Ah, I heard him shout. So yes, and of course the other thing with this game, it was quite heavily criticised for at the time, and that's the lack of mid-level save. Can you pick up?
This is too easy. I gotta get to my ship.
So we've just about basically completed this level now. But yes, there's no mid-level save. Opening up my... This is quite a relatively small map. As you can see, if you hit tab, you get your little live interactive map. This is probably the only level in the game that's relatively short. The rest of them are pretty massive, in all honesty. Very big and sprawling, and typical old school style gaming. There's very little guidance on where exactly you need to go. You have to do a lot of jumping and a lot of backtracking, jumping over crevices and walking down tight passageways, which combined with the sharp controls. So if you die, and you see at the bottom left there's your standard HUD's indicator. We've got 200 shield, 100 health, and 3. You might notice the number 3. That's lives. You see, if there's no mid-level save, but there are checkpoints. So if I die now, it will dump me back to a checkpoint, -1 life, and with only 100 shield. Outside of that, there's no other way of saving directly. That, of course, means that if you get almost towards the end of a level, screw up and run out of lives, you'll go back and redo the whole thing. So that is definitely can be a bit of an issue. It's best to play this game, despite the fact it feels like it's replayed like Doom with blasting, rapid jumping and ducking. It's actually, you want to play this a little bit. I come up the wrong left, didn't I? I did. You want to play this a little bit more tactically, shall we say. Not as in like Milsim or tactically. But, you know, you want to try and manage your lives, because anything you finished a level with, still going the wrong way, I need to go down the back of the stairs, that's it. Then it carries over to the next level. So that's lives, health, energy, blaster shots. And just a quick tip, your F keys are what you need to, as you saw, F1 was for your inventory menu, but you've got F3, F4, and those kind of things all activate different things. One is, if you don't like it, F6 turns off the head bob. And if you've seen my other videos in the channel, you know I'm not particularly keen on head bob. However, for some reason in this game it seems to quite work. It fits the theme and the ethos. So I'm just going to get round to about concluding our dealings here. Dark Forces. Yeah, so other than the sort of sharpness of the controls, there is a little bit an issue, and quite a considerable amount of jumping. This is quite an impressive game for its time. There's a really good engine. Of course, this is DOSBox emulated, so you can rebind your keys. I'll just let you know that in advance, because I have my look up and down bound to Q and E, for an example, R to reset it, and F to interact with things, using the inbuilt DOSBox key mapper, because originally up and down, look up and down, is on your page up and page down, which when you're in a fast firefight trying to get a bead on your enemy like that, you really don't need. So all in all, yes, if you like your Star Wars, or like me, you like your classic Star Wars, like I like my classic games, so I don't care what anyone says. The Farce Awakened was terrible, the prequels were bloody worse. You're never going to beat Empire Strikes Back on Star Wars. It's just quite as simple as that. It's a scientific fact, absolutely provable. The computer says so. Can't be argued with. I've gone off on a film tangent again, haven't I? Sorry, gang. So we'll conclude our dealings here. Yes, Dark Forces, lots of Star Wars, lots of old school games, massive levels. But yeah, the lack of mid-level save can lead to some frustrations because of the fact you carry stuff over to the next level. If you get killed near the end, you're probably better off just replaying the level to get the stuff to go forward with. But loads of secrets, loads of classic Star Wars lore, enemy types. Obviously this being the very starter little easy level, you've only seen the very basic, your troopers and officers. But yeah, and obviously there's all the cutscenes. You get your big Star Wars opening when you first open the game. Oh, and that bottom right indicator there, other than telling you your ammo count, also lets you know your battery for any activatables which are you pick up, such as night vision goggles, which is again activated with your F keys on your keyboard. So yes, on this special day, I think we'll conclude our dealings here. I hope you found the video useful and entertaining in some way. And may the 4th be with you. Bye for now.